This is a Headgum podcast.
Hashtag ThoughtNash. Not since Paul Newman have I been like, damn, this a white man. I curl my hair into a civil rights bang-yang, sing all 5 verses of We Shall Overcome, and ask Thurgood Marshall to represent us pro-boner.
Hi, Jessi Klein.
It's me, Jessi Klein, here with Liz Feldman.
Also me, Liz Feldman, here with Jessi Klein.
I want to just quickly say, I apologize in advance if my energy, which feels up and good, but also a little frazzled.
Okay.
I just want to say something that happened to me real quick this morning that has not happened to me in a while, and I don't know if it's like perimenopause brain.
Okay.
I don't know if you're at the time in your life where you're like, where you walk into a room and you're like, why am I here?
At a time in my life?
Has that
More
happened?
often than not, I don't know what I'm doing in a room.
This was kind of a version of that. I think I woke up, I was like really excited because of our very special guest today. Exciting things. I'm like, I'm going to have a healthy breakfast.
Okay.
I'm going to make myself a scrambled egg.
Love it.
With some apple slices.
Wow. Are you a toddler? What's happening?
The apple slices that my mommy sliced was for me. Anyway, but I'm just thinking about my day, this conversation. I go to crack the egg, and I just cracked it onto the counter. I cracked it and I went gunk, and then I just saw a yolk spreading, and I did not crack it into a bowl. It just all over the counter.
No, that's a new level. You've reached a new level of perimenopause.
As someone who has also done the thing where with my like Nespresso machine brag in a similar headspace sometime once
you press the button and there's no cup. Yeah.
But that I'm just saying that's a little bit of who I am today.
Well, I'll see you at who you are today.
Okay. I feel seen.
I've been like deep in perimenopause for quite a few years.
Or as we call it,
Peri-Mason pause.
Peri-Mason pause. Perry-Mason's trying to find your period.
That's right. He's like, where did that go? Where did it go? I swear it was just here 6 months ago. That's not what Perry-Mason sounds like. But yeah, we're in it, girl. And let me tell you, I just had a birthday.
Happy birthday, Liz.
Thank you. I'm going to pretend like you weren't there with me, but you were.
I saw you get so drunk.
How dare you? Well, here's, in my defense, what happened was a very classy move, by the way. Recommend this move to anyone out there.
Oh, yeah.
I was having a little birthday dinner.
So nice.
And we're sitting there, just a few friends and I, and
I am one of them.
Correct. Jessi Klein is one of them.
I am one
the
of the
most
friends.
important one.
Well,
I mean,
I didn't say that.
Unless any of these other friends are listening.
Am I?
For the purpose of the story, yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. And the server brings over a bottle of sake and he says, this is from your friend Jessica. And my friend Jessica had called up ahead and ordered me a bottle of sake to bring.
So classy.
What a classy move.
Really classy.
Less classy? The 3 other bottles we then ordered after because of how much we enjoyed the first bottle. And here's the thing about sake.
It feels like nothing.
It's nothing.
It feels like nothing.
It's
and
nothing.
Yet it is the fastest train
to drunk town.
To sloppy drunk town.
I mean,
because it comes in the tiny cup. You're like, this is nothing.
And people keep pouring it for you. Like you cannot keep track of your sake intake.
It feels water adjacent.
It's basically rice water.
It's rice water. You're like, how could that be nothing?
It's fermented rice water.
Cut to peeling Liz Feldman off the walls.
Needless to say, I just turned a pretty big number, 48. And
congrats, mazel.
Literally 3 days before my birthday, I'm having a wonderful day at the beach with my wonderful wife, Rachel, and
Lovely.
Our adorable toddler. And I'm frolicking in the water. It's a nice 62-degree day. I've got the pants rolled up. You know what I mean? Like no bathing suit needed.
So J. Crew.
I thought I was
very J. Crew Cadillac.
Wait for it.
I'm
and
waiting.
So I'm frolicking in the water, putting our little toesies in the water. Me and Ezzy, And I realized Rachel's like standing 10 feet behind us trying to take a little pic, a little sweet little moment.
Yeah.
Mother-daughter moment.
Americana.
Yeah, this is like what life is about.
Yeah, this is it.
So then I see maybe like an early 60s couple, man and woman, walking down hand in hand, lovely walk on the beach. And she sees Rachel's taking this picture of us and very kindly offers to Rachel, hey, would you like to get in the picture? I'll
that's
take
very
it.
nice.
And Rachel's like, oh, that's really nice. And then I turn around at that moment and the woman looks at me and she goes, I knew that was Grandma.
Stop it.
I knew
Stop it.
that was Grandma.
Regarding you. Stop it.
I was so stunned as to
I knew that was Grandma.
when I turned around. And I just, as I started to think about this from a
That is unhinged.
360 degree, I mean, like Rachel very quickly was like, that's her mom. That's her mom. It's not her. It's not. And the woman, like, obviously felt sort of like bad, but I'm just like, let's just like,
Yeah, she felt bad.
let's break this down really. So there's no good version of why this woman thought that I was my child's
Liz,
grandmother.
you look very young. There's not a world where you're the grandma.
But Jessi, I was not facing her. So now I'm wondering from behind, am I giving over 60? Like, is that what's happening?
This woman had done drugs in the morning. Her baseline is mental illness. Then she took drugs and then she went on the beach and decided to wreak incredibly rude havoc.
I mean,
on your pre-birthday beach day with your family who is not your grandchildren.
And to be clear, I was 47 at the time, and I'm like, so
but a young 47, you have perfect skin.
Aren't you sweet? Not according to this.
I
bitch.
don't. What a bitch! How did she try to pivot out of it?
She was like, Rachel was like, it's her mom, and and Rachel, like my sweet angel wife,
sweetest angel,
doesn't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable, but just felt she had to say that, obviously.
Yes.
And the woman, felt bad, kind of retracted, but like in my mind, I'm like, so she saw me from behind, thought, that's obviously that toddler's grandmother. Then I turned around and it was confirmed for her. And that's by my face.
By your face.
By my face.
Which is a 47-year-old face that doesn't look a day over 41.
Aren't you sweet?
I'm telling the truth. I truly think that she maybe had done some kind of poppers. I don't know. What's going on?
It was.
But she's also older than you're saying.
Oh, God. This woman was in her 60s legitimately, and I'm not weirdly projecting onto her like she was weirdly projecting onto me. I mean, like, this woman was a grandmother, no doubt, and she saw me and she thought, there's my peer. There's somebody I can relate to.
Stop. One of us.
Yes.
One of us. Wait, how profuse was the apology?
Not fucking profuse enough. I can tell you. She didn't get down on her hands and knees.
I want her on a knee. Do you think she was like, oh, this is so bad that I'm going to pretend it didn't happen, kind of? Was she just trying to roll, like gaslight through it? Like, oh, oopsie, okay, picture.
Yeah, I mean, she tried to roll right through it. And then just as like sort of a form of like revolt, I never even looked at the picture. Because I just like don't even, because I don't want to see what she saw.
What? Wait a minute. You have not looked at the picture.
I will not look at the picture.
Will you show me the picture today?
Yes. I don't have it. It's on Rachel's phone, but yes.
What?
Now, granted, we laughed. Rachel and I laughed a lot, and it's a very funny little gift from the universe 3 days before I turned 48 that this
I'm
much
shook.
older than me woman thinks that I'm
I knew that was grandma.
also her, my child's grandma. So,
I'm
so
sorry that this happened.
That was
to
a
you.
long way of saying, I'm in perimenopause.
Perry Mason pause found it.
Yeah, it's been found.
I have never had that happen, although I'm sure people have wondered. But I will say the only thing akin to that, which hurts in its own way because it's coming from my own child who is almost 10. But there have been times where I've shown Asher pictures of me from just like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's like, who's that? and I'm like, it's me, your mother. And he's like, really? And that doesn't feel great.
No,
Like,
no, it doesn't.
No. He's like
No.
unrecognized, like,
Yeah.
can't recognize me.
Yeah, he's like, you should get that shirt back.
And I'm like, well, if I've aged, that's on you,
Hey, bro,
honey.
that's on you.
Bro.
I got to say, I am very excited about this guest that we have today.
I am so excited. I'm so excited about the guest that I cracked an egg onto my counter.
Yeah, honestly.
That's how distracted I was. But she is one of our absolute favorite.
I mean, what a brain on this one.
What a brain, an actor, a writer. Well, let's do our whole, we
Yeah,
wrote
let's
it
do
down.
we wrote it down.
We wrote down a formal introduction.
Today's friend is a comedian, New York Times bestselling author,
Best-selling.
publisher, producer, and actress. She co-created the hit podcast and HBO series Two Dope Queens and created and starred in the TV show Everything's Trash.
So good.
Her latest book of essays, which might have the most brilliant title I've ever heard,
And we're going to talk about it.
is called Please Don't Sit on My Bed in Your Outside Clothes. Hey, Phoebe Robinson.
You're here to make friends.
Hi, Phoebe.
How's it going?
It's really just going okay.
Well, it's going better now that we got you here.
Yeah, now
and,
that you're with us.
seeing your beautiful face. I haven't seen you in a while. Phoebe, where are we talking to you from today?
I'm in my office in Brooklyn, New York, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Born and raised, baby.
NYC girls for
I'm
the
a
win.
Brooklyn girl. Brooklyn
There's
girl.
an incredible boss lady pillow in the
Yes.
back that is creating. Oh, we're getting a pan and scan.
What
Look at this.
can't she do?
I love the blue sofa.
Yeah, I love that lamp.
Thanks.
I mean, if we're gonna be covetous,
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, my best friend, her name is Karen Esprella. She has an interior design firm, and
yeah.
one of her employees designed my entire apartment.
It looks fabu.
So Phoebe, I couldn't help but notice
Yes?
as I obsessively looked at your Instagram feed.
Oh,
As we always do, by the way. My favorite feed on Insta.
I mean,
oh,
yeah.
thank
By
you.
the way, it's fantastic.
we'll be getting into more about it.
Yeah, if you're not already following Phoebe, I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, get your shit
Get
together.
your shit together. Get your priorities straight.
Honestly.
Phoebe, it seems like you have made friends with one of the world's biggest rock stars. It is unbelievable when you just go take a look at Phoebe's Instagram handle. You had a birthday recently, and here is your new friend.
Not that new anymore.
Not even that new. Okay, well, I guess they're very good friends, but here is your friend, your dear friend, your mentor, bringing you a birthday cake for you to blow out the candles, singing you a fucking beautiful rendition of Happy Birthday. And who is it giving you your birthday cake?
Who is it?
Bono.
It's a man who goes by one name, and that name is Bono.
Bono.
It was wild. It was unexpected, and it was just like, you know, when you're like trying to plan a thing and like no matter what, it keeps falling apart. So it was around the time of my
That's the
birthday.
only feeling I've ever had. Yes.
Yes, we know that feeling.
Yes.
So it was around the time of my birthday, and I was like, let's all do like a girls trip to Miami. We'll go to like a strip club. We'll eat like, you know, fun food. And then I had to cancel because I got a part on the Wonder Year. So I was like, oh, I'm going to be in Atlanta.
Nice, very nice.
Thank you. So they had me block out like, I don't know, 10 days. And then, you know, like when you are not a part of the cast, they try to film you fast as possible.
Yeah,
Yes. Out of town.
Yes.
Because like we don't want to pay for these hotels and all this stuff. So then they like were able to shoot all my scenes quickly. So then I was able to get back. So I was like, hey guys, let's try and do the birthday trip again. And then people were like, okay. And then I was like, just kidding. I got called for jury duty.
No!
And then they dismissed me. And I was like, guys, I know I have done the JK twice, but for real, I could go to Miami. And everyone's like, we can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
They're like, we just don't trust or believe in you anymore.
So I was going to this event for Red, which is a nonprofit that was co-created by Bono and Bobby Shriver, and I'm on the advisory board of it. And so we were all like hanging out, drinks, just sort of like chatting, and it was just like a nice like sort of celebratory afternoon. And then like people are like sort of like murmuring. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like hanging out with my friends. And then I like turn around and there stands Bono holding the birthday cake and he's singing to me. And I'm like, I think this is the closest I will ever get to my wedding. And he just walks towards me like this beautiful bride, and I'm the groom. And it was
I like that you made yourself the groom.
I love it.
Okay.
Yep. Well, because he's walking towards her.
Right. The person who walks toward is the bride.
Traditionally the bride.
Yes,
yeah.
understood.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Bono the bride.
Bono the bride.
You.
And it was so I was so like, it was just like I went back to like, teenage Phoebe in Ohio, like going to the library and renting U2 CDs. Would have never expected this to ever happen.
Unbelievable.
It was so cute. He was the best. And like his team was like, this was all his idea. He really wanted to do this for you. And I was like, what?
Okay. So
slow down.
We have to,
back up.
Backing up, obviously, so this is a podcast about friendship. I'm going to say that in manifesting this friendship with your childhood teen idol crush, main person, this is an achievement to me on par with the polio vaccine.
It's biblical.
With what are other great accomplishments?
The easy chair.
The invention of the easy chair.
Yeah,
It just man on the moon.
Yeah, this is big
it's
shit.
Big. Honestly, like I was watching this happen over the years for you, but we have never really gotten a chance to talk about it, and I feel like it would be a service to the rest of us out there who want to learn how to do this.
Yeah, like how did you manifest
Bono
in your life?
How did this happen?
On the Two Dope Queens podcast, excuse me, oh my God, I just saw what was propping up my microphone. You guys, I didn't even plan it.
Oh my God,
it's just a YouTube book.
It's just a YouTube book.
I didn't plan that. I'm sorry. It's just like, you
didn't have to. Like you are like a holy manifester of YouTube.
Bono may have snuck in at night and put it there for you.
Yeah, he's like, don't forget to talk about me.
Don't forget to talk about me.
I'm your best friend.
He's so insecure. Don't forget. So yeah, please, can you walk us through?
I've just always been a fan of the band. They've just been my favorite band of all time. And on the Two Dope Queens podcast, I would just always, bring up Bono and U2, and Jessica would be like, oh my God, can you stop talking about this man? And, this was 2017. We did a couple of shows at Bonnaroo, and some people on B's team, were fans of the podcast.
I'm sorry. Whose team?
Sorry?
Whose team now?
What do we?
B's.
Okay, because we can't call him that because we don't know him.
You can call him B.
Is that what people call him?
You can call him B. Sometimes I call him Bon Bon. Like you could just do.
Can you hear yourself? I just want 14-year-old Phoebe to settle in.
Tried to roll through B's team
B's
like
team.
It's nothing. Okay, go on.
And I get it. You've interviewed some incredible people.
Sure.
You know incredible people. You've interviewed Michelle Obama. Don't think I didn't listen to it. But B.
Okay.
B. Yeah, and they were we played some clips for him and he liked it and was laughing. And I was like, I don't know what clips they play because, you've listened to the podcast here and there. Jessica and I sometimes were just batshit banana. So I was like, okay, he must like this kind of crazy. Yes. And so they were performing at Bonnaroo for the first time. And so I ended up meeting him. And he was so wonderful and delightful.
So B's team reached out to you.
There was also a red dinner.
I'm taking this granular, Phoebe. I am I'm going molecule by molecule through the story. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Okay. Because I'm like, I don't know if anyone cares, but.
Hi. How are you? It's all we've been talking about all week.
Let me check. Yes, everyone cares.
Okay.
By the way, I do really think it's an important lesson. Like I think to love and to put so much energy into a band, a person, an author, anybody that you love and that you were able to manifest that is huge. It really is. It's very
true.
magical.
As Liz says, on par with the invention of the easy chair.
Yeah.
So go on.
Yeah. And just to be clear, I'm a big fan of the easy chair.
Obviously.
So there was a red dinner that I think the night before they performed. And I was like, oh my God, they were like, he might be there. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So like, I'm going to get all like gussied up.
Of course.
I have a friend sent me like, this is like what I was wearing the night.
Oh my God.
I was literally going to ask what you were wearing.
You look hot.
You look hot.
This is, I think, like a dress from BB, but I like to call it bebe so I could feel like fancy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was like, I'm gonna wear this. Bebe. And some like my Steve Madden like knockoff stiletto heels. Okay. And so I'm like tiptoeing in like the like muddy grass to get to this fucking dinner because it's in Tennessee. And then I got there and my friend who she's my friend now, but when I first met her, she used to go on the road with the band. And she was like, oh, they're at sound check. So he's not coming tonight. And I was like, oh, okay, that's totally fine, whatever.
Cool, I just have on my bebe dress and my Steve Madden heels that I almost died walking through the mud. Cool.
I was like, that's totally fine. Jessica and I, we were planning on going to see Wonder Woman after this dinner anyway. And Sean was like, well, how would you like if I snuck you guys into the sound check? Like, it's always very closed off. And so, like, they can't know that you're here or they'll, like, want you to leave or whatever. And I was like, Jessica, I know this is really lame, but we're going to blow off this female empowerment movie to go see about a boy.
Not just any boy.
A man.
Yeah, a real man. And so we got to go to the sound check. And I had never been to sound check before. So it was like really cool to watch them sort of like run through like different parts of songs and stuff. And I was like, oh my God.
And how many U2 concerts would you say you've been to at this time in your life?
Well, I keep it written down.
She's got her phone out.
I love that everything that we are asking
She's going
is
into her
literally
notes.
within an arm's reach of your screen.
How big is your desk?
It's like 7 miles wide.
Okay. But I want to say I'm going to say off the top of my head 22 shows.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Let me see.
Like that's more than I thought you was going to say.
I really appreciate that you're taking this question seriously and you're counting how many you had seen at that point.
Okay. 19, 20, 21, 22, 25.
25 YouTube
I was close.
concerts.
25. And then I also went to his book show because Bono did like for his memoir that came out. So I went to that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 times, including the taping of it that's now available on Apple Plus.
Can you talk?
Yeah.
I need to hear about the actual cementing of the friendship.
We've gone forward and now we need to. Okay,
Yeah, we gotta go back.
We are again. You're in the dress, bebe. You've been sneaked, told to hide, or you'll be kicked out. You've snuck into.
We did that. It was super cool. And so then it was over, and Sean FaceTimed him. And she was like, guess who I'm with? I'm with Phoebe. But it was like dark and like, this is going to make some people uncomfortable, but you can't always see Black people in the dark. So
Listening.
Yep, heard.
Listening.
So when she was like trying to like show him me like you like truly could only see my teeth. It is okay. And I was just like, hi, Bono, la la la, whatever. And so it was like a very quick chat. And then
Can I pause the story just to ask? So at this point, we know that he has been shown clips of you.
yes.
Like the team has been like, look at this awesome comedy
Hilarious.
icon. Yes, hilarious woman who's obsessed with you. So he's aware.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
so this was before the HBO show, so it was just audio clips.
Yes.
Oh, just audio clips.
Audio.
And then now he's seeing your teeth for the first time.
Yes.
Yeah, and so then he's upgraded to my teeth.
Okay. By an upgrade. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, great teeth.
Great teeth.
10 out of 10.
And he was so nice. And so then I was like, okay, that's like really cool. Like, what a dream. And so Jessica and I go back to our hotel. We're like on our way back. And Sean texts me. And she was just like, Bono wants you to send him a picture of what you were wearing tonight since he didn't get a chance to see you at the dinner. And I was like,
I'm so
what?
sorry. That's kind of hot.
I have to say I have to just shift in my chair a little. I'm not even kidding. I felt a little zap.
And by the way, for somebody in perimenopause, that's
It's usually dead down there. And I literally think like that may have been like the movie Awakenings just happened to my pussy when I heard about Bono wanting to see what you were wearing.
your pussy just woke up and caught Bono.
What? So the message comes through. Bono is requesting a photo of you.
right. So I'm like, I truly think I'm about to break up his marriage. Like, I'm pretty sure this is the start of it.
Yes.
Just kidding, listeners.
JKB.
Okay.
JKB.
So we go to the hotel. I take this picture, send it to him.
How many versions?
Yeah, truly. How many?
Did
how
you-
many-
I mean, Jessica and I were both a little drunk, so we did a lot of. And we're like, okay, this is a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
that's a good
shoot.
one.
That
That's a
has
good
to
one.
be a shoot.
Yeah. So I send it back to Sean, and Sean is like, I don't know what's going on, and I'm just gonna send him this picture, and I'm gonna move on with my life. And I was like, okay, I get it, because it's like, this is wild. So then the next day was the concert, and so his team was like, okay, you can meet him beforehand, and then you guys can watch side stage. And I was like, oh my God, that's like so
That's
cool.
really cool.
So, I'm like there and I'm like kind of nervous. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Sometimes when you meet people that you really,
It can go south. It really
idolize.
can.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
just like, oh, this is kind of hot garbage. I wish I hadn't met you. And so I was like, maybe I could back out of this. So like everyone was like, bitch, you can't tell Bono
You
no.
were not really gonna back.
Well, I was nervous. I was like, maybe I
I
just
get
don't
it.
need to
Anxiety.
meet him.
Anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
they
was
say
like, maybe
don't
I don't
meet
need
your
to
Don't
do
heroes.
meet your heroes.
Yeah. And then we're just like, you told Bono yes, you can't tell him no. So just fucking relax. And I was like, okay. So then I finally meet him and he was like so cute. Let me see when was this? 2017.
Don't worry, she's
Okay.
got the receipts right there.
I feel like there is an assistant under your desk,
Yeah,
like
they're handing
the
you
way there
things.
is like on like Sesame, like the puppeteer who's just handing things.
It's
Because your access again is so impressive.
So this is me and B.
Oh, my actual B.
Wait, I'm not. Can
G/D.
you hold it up for another minute? I'm not done. Okay.
What is actually happening in this
Well,
picture? Because I think we need
so-
to describe
wait.
it. Let's describe it to our
Okay.
people who
what
are not
we're
looking.
Yes, if people are just listening, I'll say the headline of this photo is that it looks like what is happening is that Bono is getting a chance to meet the woman he's been obsessed with all his life.
That is exactly what it looks
That
like.
is the energy because Phoebe is standing and I'm going to say not looking at him. He is on the ground
In a sort of worshiping an idol
worshiping
kind
idol
of
with his hands
position.
around her leg,
Maybe also ready to go downtown.
ready to maybe on it.
But
Okay, I'm glad you said it.
Thank you.
He's
Also
puss level.
very respectful because his hand is closed. He's not trying to get fresh.
No.
Okay.
It stays respectful, but I'm just saying the vibe is that the power dynamic is the opposite of what one would
have
think.
thought. Yeah.
Do you
This is,
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I do. So he gave me like so the reason why he wanted a picture of me is he did like this like multimedia like drawing over the picture and wrote song lyrics and gave it to me, which is really sweet. I don't have that.
You're so
You're talking
casual about
so
this.
fast.
I think you've
By
now,
the way, like, do you know this? Like when in science news, when like they're like today another giant piece of ice broke off in the Antarctica, like that also just happened to my pussy. It is global warming down there. Like the ice is slipping away He wrote lyrics.
Yeah.
I just think
So
maybe
very
because
cute.
it's been 8 years, this isn't
Yeah,
like
you're-
as exciting to you.
Yes.
But to
No,
us,
it is. I just don't want people
Me.
listening to think that I'm making a meal out of this.
We're-
You know.
We are
literally
making a meal out
asking
of
you
it.
to make a full buffet.
No, it's not you. It's very
It's us.
clearly us. But
Thank
again,
you so much for taking us
Yes.
through that journey because I mean, like, it is pretty amazing. I'm a big visualizer manifester.
You are.
I've been able to manifest some, relationships, friendships in my life that I'm really proud of, and certainly like my teenage self would have been really bowled over by. And, I think it's amazing how much energy you have put into that band, just with how many shows you've gone to and how much, like you were saying, renting their CD from the library in Cleveland. Like, it's amazing. And I do really think it's a great lesson in like putting your energy into something like that and it returning it on some level. And what a level. Now, speaking of how obsessed I am with your Instagram feed, Jessi and I were also regaling each other with your Thirsty Thursdays. I believe it's
Wet
Wednesdays
and Moist
Yeah.
Mondays.
and Moist Mondays.
Now,
yeah.
Mondays and flick your bean Friday.
Phoebe, I have told you that, like, truly what you do on Flick Your Bean Fridays, Moist Mondays, Wet Wednesdays, the writing that you do, if people are not aware,
Absolutely brilliant.
Phoebe will write about in honor of a man
That she is either thirsty, moist,
thirsty,
wet, or
moist,
flicking
wet, or
for.
flicking. When I tell you, like, the level of laughter, like, I can be home alone, getting ready to flick. Perry Mason pause, be damned. Your writing of these, I truly feel like is Library of Congress,
Pulitzer
make
Prize
it
winning.
1.1 in the Dewey Decimal System.
Give her the Nobel.
It is Nobel. It is Pulitzer. It's so good and so funny, and it's such a source. I'm just being really earnest, like, truly of joy,
Yep.
like true joy, and it's brilliant. And we were wondering if there's one you could, just for anyone who has not had the pleasure.
There's one in particular that it would be a dream for us if you read it out loud to us.
Which one is that?
It's the Jude Law one.
Oh God, he's so beautiful.
He really is, and he's like one of my man crushes, which says a
Beautiful.
lot.
Yeah.
Can I
He's
just
hot.
quickly say, in my year at SNL, brag, Jude Law was one of our guests. He could not have been lovelier. And on Tuesday night, up all night writing night, he like comes around and like, I'm sitting on a couch with Jude Law, kind of just, the bean begging to get flicked. And like, it was really hard to look at him.
I mean, he's a gorgeous
and he was
man.
wearing a scoop
Oh my God.
neck Henley that like truly went down so far, but in a way where I was like, for you, yes.
I know, normally not a fashion I'm that interested in. on a
Normally
man.
not okay, but like for him, I was like, this actually is the only thing you could have worn.
Yeah, I'll take a gander at that cleave.
If you, it's a quick cleave gander, if you would do us the honor
Yeah.
of sharing.
Yeah, and I've been so infrequent with them lately because I'm like trying to make a TV show, and you know how hard it is to sell anything. So I've been like trying in earnest for a while, and nothing's going. So that's what I will get back into.
Understood.
Yeah, I mean, you do owe it to the people.
Yeah, we're grateful for what we
people
are.
being
We're
really
grateful
Jessi and I
for
am.
what we are given.
Okay, here we go. Hashtag Thought Nation. So I call everyone Nation for Thought Nation. Okay. Hashtag Thought Nation. Not since Paul Newman have I been like, damn, this a white man. I curl my hair into.
Go on.
I forgot.
Come on, please.
Go on.
Okay. I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna give you
It takes as long as it takes.
Yeah, okay. Hashtag Thought Nation. Not since Paul Newman have I been like, damn, this a white man. I curl my hair into a civil rights bang-yang, sing all 5 verses of We Shall Overcome, and ask Thurgood Marshall to represent us pro-boner. So the love between me and today's honoree can be recognized by all 50 United States. The rest of these clowns, Jeremy Allen White, Glenn Powell, Henry Cavill, I wouldn't even go on the People's Court for TV exposure and a day rate of $250. Their dick ain't worth the IMDb credit. But today's hashtag Thirsty Thursday is an aubergine we all like in our vagines. So let's preheat our vibrators to 350 degrees. If our talented Mrs. Clintleys burn off, they burn off. We'll be reunited in the afterlife and rub one out to an all-time sexy banana. I'm talking about actor hashtag Jude Law. Thank God he's not on Instagram because I would have tagged him in it. Okay. David Jude Hayworth Law is such a generational wealth name that I half expect him to roast me for my raggedy petticoat, call me a penniless slut, then have his way with me against a banister in a Downton Abbey house. Hashtag that's a lot to unpack in therapy. Point is,
My headphones are falling off.
My face honestly hurts.
Go on.
Point is, I've wanted this man's bangers and mash for 25 years. His piercing green eyes, pouty mouth, face chiseled by the gods. If those things aren't a paperless post invitation for me to ride them like a settler on a horse heading towards Wyoming, then I don't know what is.
Oh my God.
At 51, he'll have our one-a-day multivitamin set to auto-replenish on GNC.com. And at 5'10" with a sexy English accent, he has my underoos in a constant state of flooding. Hashtag, we are farmers, bum.
Oh my fucking
But
God.
it's not just about looks.
I lost my headphones.
Jude has starred in over 82 movies and TV shows, been nominated for 2 Oscars, won a BAFTA, played Hamlet in the West End, modeled for Dior, is the chairman for the Music for Tomorrow Foundation, supports breast cancer care, and asks the British government to take climate change seriously. Plus, he has 7 kids. I mean, yikes. Just to wrap it up, Jude. And is happily married to his current wife of 5 years, Philippa Cohn. Hey, Jude, congrats on being gorgeous, making us swoon in rom-coms and cry in drams. If you're ever in the market for a Dumble whore, drop a pin to your location and then fly a bitch out. You can afford it. Welcome to the Thirsty Thursday Hall of Fame. Happy holidays.
I mean, I mean,
Brava.
that should be inscribed on the Statue of Liberty. It's incredible.
Get rid of tired, you're poor, you're huddled masses.
Yeah,
it's
and-
more like, give me your thirsty Thursdays, your Judes, your Phoebes, your Liz's, your Jessi's.
Wow.
Put it on my tombstone.
Yeah.
Every single one of them is that funny.
Is that funny?
But not, I've forgotten. They're not only very funny, but like very thoughtfully fact-checked.
Very well researched.
And researched.
She's not just dumping this out at 1 a.m. after fucking buying socks on Instagram.
You know the charity work. You know the
Yes.
credits. It's really like what part of you does that come from? Like, is it when you first were like, I'm doing this, can you just speak to
It's brilliant. I mean,
how
the
it
writing
came,
is
how it, pun intended, came to be? Brilliant.
I think just in general, I'm a horny gal, but I will say,
Right.
when I started doing this, I was in my relationship with my last ex, and I just like, we didn't have sex as much as I would have liked. And so this was like a way for me to get this energy out and also just like be really funny and silly, because I think so much of like celeb worship is like, you're so amazing, you're so this, and you take them like so seriously. And I'm like, can't we just like objectify these hot guys and like have a laugh and like and not be a big deal?
Yeah.
Yes,
And
you
it just, you know, I posted, you know, when Pedro Pascal had the like AirPods commercial.
Yes.
out,
Oh, yeah.
like I
I
wrote
know
a
that
thing
post you're
about
talking
it.
about.
Yes,
That's fucking
yes.
hilarious too.
And this woman who clearly like does not follow me, but I like, you did like the Pedro Pascal hashtag. And I deleted this comment, but she wrote, "What an inappropriate thing to write about someone you do not know." And,
Oh,
and I was like, bitch, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine.
He would think it was funny, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard from any of the gents whom you have written about?
Milo Ventimiglia, because Mandy Moore told him about it, and she's like, you should like read this.
She's a real one. She's a real one.
She is a real one. Thanks, Mandy.
Thank you, Mandy, an ally.
And so he sent me a DM and he was like, that was so funny. I really appreciate it. And I was like, you're welcome, Milo.
That's amazing.
And then
He is really hot.
Orlando Bloom commented with like a bunch of like emojis. That was really fun.
I like that.
Winston Duke saw his, and then I tried to ask him out, and that like went nowhere.
You know what? Story's not over.
Yeah, exactly.
Let it
But you're
marinate.
right. He and I could end up together
You
one day.
never know. You never,
You don't
never,
give
never
up.
know. Well, thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you so much for your service.
I'm handing you a folded American flag because truly you've served your country. You have written 3 books. They're all so funny. They're all so amazing. Everyone should read all of them. I wanted to specifically talk about Don't Sit on My Bed in Your Outside Clothes. Now, here's the thing. And when Liz and I were planning to talk to you, I brought this up and we had a moment of realization.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We are, ever since that book came out, and that was the title of the book,
Yeah.
I have been haunted by it every time I want to sit on my bed in my outside clothes. And
yeah.
Phoebe, I'm not exaggerating. I swear on my life, I think about it
Every single time?
pretty much. I think about it and therefore you almost every single day, because I have so many. And then Liz was like, same.
So
we have questions about what the rules are specifically in terms of what counts.
about outside clothes.
Can I just like, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
when I lived in New York City and now I live in LA, but like clearly if you've been sitting on a subway, you are not sitting on your bed in the pants that have touched the subway. That to me is the height of outside clothes.
Instant chlamydia.
That is chlamydia. That is a whole other offshoot of red has to take care of like the level of whatever like COVID-25 gets created by that. However, we wanted to ask you some questions about like other things that might count as outside clothes. I'll give an example.
Yeah.
When I went to Liz's birthday dinner the other night, I wore clothes that were clean. They had just come out of the laundry.
Great.
Great. You're like, you're doing great so far.
Yeah.
Then
This all checks out.
went to this restaurant.
Yeah.
I just sat on that restaurant chair.
That's right.
When I get home, is that restaurant chair, has that tainted my pants enough that I can't sit on my bed?
Yeah.
Wow.
100%. People are
Phoebe.
disgusting. Outside clothes or anything, as soon as you step outside your door
Wow.
and you close the door behind you, you are now outside. Those are outside. Like when I come home, I immediately strip, like it's like
Like Silkwood shower.
Yeah, like Silkwood. I strip immediately and I'm like, that is going in the hand, unless it's like jeans, because I don't think you should wash jeans after every single wearing, because that just actually kind of destroys them. For the most part, I take the subway. So like, and I sit, like I know people who are like, oh yeah, I don't sit on the subway. Like they take it all the time, but they
I mean, ideally on the subway, it's standing, it's your sleeve around your hand on pole. But then obviously that shirt is now tainted. But so all subway, anything being touched obviously is now lava, as we say. But the statement you just made that the moment you step outside your door into the outside air, or is that an exaggeration, or do you really feel like that counts as outside tainting?
I mean, it's different for you guys because you live in LA, you have houses, you have a backyard. Like, I'm sure if you're like chilling in the backyard, you know, drinking.
No, I think that's just as tainted, to be honest.
The air here is potentially
because everything is filthy.
Yeah, you guys, you really gotta like, you know, I'm always doing laundry. Just to be clear, like I don't have, I want people to know I'm constantly putting clothes in the washing machine.
You obviously seem like a very clean person because like your office that we're just looking at.
Everything is pristine.
Is extremely pristine. I mean,
thanks guys.
I had two other little questions. I could talk about this for hours. We won't. If you're really tired, okay? And again, I'm taking the subway out of this.
Okay.
If you're tired, you've gone to a restaurant and haven't touched that much other stuff. You've been in a restaurant chair. You get home, you're exhausted. You just need to sit for a second. Is there like a 10-second rule where like you could just put your butt down with your pant having touched?
Her head now?
No, it's done. And if you do it, that sheet has to go.
Yeah, because it's tainted. First of all, it's a fool's errand to think you're just going to sit for like 10 seconds.
Right. It's fair. There's never a 10-second sit.
You're going to get comfy and then you're going to want to lie down and it becomes the whole thing. So you just, I'm telling you, just rip the pants off.
Just rip them off. Yeah, just go really for it. You got to just get
solid advice.
That's tough because I, as a never nude, really like to be clothed. But
wait, I lounge around my apartment in my underwear usually. That's it. Or like it'll be like a Winnie the Pooh where I wear like a t-shirt but like no bottoms.
A t-shirt, no bottom at all.
Yeah, I love a Winnie.
Like no pants. Yeah, like
Winnie the
your
Pooh,
house.
Porky Pig. Yeah.
I was gonna call it. Wait, does Winnie the Pooh have no bottoms?
Yeah, no, he has no bottoms. That's great.
I was picturing that he had a little red short, but you're right. It's just a tee.
According to my toddler,
I'll do a t-shirt and I'll do panties. But like in your house, it's your house. Just wear your underwear.
I'm a never nude as well. I'm a never nude, and
learning a lot today.
Yeah.
So you guys are at the bare minimum. It is t-shirt and shorts.
Pants.
I
don't need to see this in shorts.
I mean,
comfy pants.
Comfy pants.
Okay.
I have a full wardrobe of comfy pants.
Yeah, I have a specific pair of home pants.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's tough. But wait, I'm sorry to get so explicit. Is it 4 p.m. by now? But when you say you'll Winnie the Pooh it or Porky Pig it, does that mean you will sit on your couch with no bottom?
No. So what I meant by is I'll wear a top and I'll have
undies.
bra and undies.
Oh, okay.
on.
I didn't mean to get overly graphic in my. Okay, I just wanted to double check. We'll cut that out.
Yeah, you keep it in. I'm not like nude at home. But usually I'm just like undies.
Okay, cool.
Now, Phoebe, I hope that these questions that we've just asked haven't fully turned you off from being our friends, because I could see maybe we're slightly different types of women. We're dirty rats. We're
possums,
disgusting
raccoons, tipping over the garbage.
Possum women, and you're a class act who doesn't let your outside clothes touch a piece of furniture in your home. But if you're ever in Los Angeles, would you do us the favor of sitting in a restaurant so that we can then go home and take our clothes?
Well, I'll take our
our
individual homes,
our beds together.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Should we just go to our last question?
Yes, I think we should. Although I do want to ask you about the marathon running that you do.
Yes.
Because I mean, I just want to be friends with somebody who runs marathons.
We are both so impressed by this.
Thank you. It is a new hobby and I love it because I am a reformed workaholic, and I just really never did anything for fun. It was like, I'm doing stand-up, I'm writing, I'm trying to act. Like I didn't do like anything for fun outside of like going to U2 concerts. But like I didn't have like a real hobby. And I was just sort of like, you know, during COVID, I was kind of like, oh man, I'm so tied to my work and I don't do anything for fun. And like, is that the way that I want to keep living? Like, isn't that like a little bit sad? And so like I was trying to figure out like what I wanted my hobbies to be. But after I broke up with my ex in 2022, I just was like, I'll try different things. So I took tennis lessons. I did this, that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I always kept coming back to like, I live near Prospect Park. And I was like, I just always want to be those people I see who just sort of like trot and run around the loop and like do that. And I've always tried to run in the past. And like, I did not know what I was doing. So I would get like, I would just feel like terrible. I would go out way too fast. I was like, oh, running's like not for me. And so I was just like, okay, let me just give it a real go. And this was February 2023. And I did like Nike Run Club. They have like their like walk run classes, Peloton walk run classes. And I sort of like built up from there. And then Red asked me to run the Boston Marathon.
Wow.
Whoa.
For charity. And, you know, they asked
The hardest
me during, like,
marathon.
Yes.
the hardest marathon, but they asked me during my birthday weekend in Las Vegas. I was like on my way to see Magic Mike. So I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. This sounds so fun. And it was hard, but I was like, oh my God, this is such a sense of community. And you're like running through the streets and everyone's like cheering for you. And you just, at the end, when you like finished, I like flew my parents out.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, you truly just go like, oh my God, I could literally do almost anything.
I mean, truly.
Yes.
That is incredible.
Because like a marathon is so long that you're going, like no matter how great of a runner you are, you're going to hit the wall.
Yes.
And so then it just becomes about the mental more than the physical. And then once you just like lock in that way, you're like, oh my God, this is cool. So I've done Boston, New York, Tokyo, and then I'm going to do Berlin in September.
That's
Wow.
so cool. And
Yeah.
have you made friends in the running community? Like, have
Yeah, I have. I've made some friends. And so like Tokyo, I ran it with a couple of friends. And then Berlin, I think there might be one person I know that's going to do it. That's kind of hard. Just because it's like people aren't always like, yeah, I'm on my way to Berlin. Where it's like, you know, like New York, I knew some people who were doing it. And then my goal, so there's the world majors, there's like 6 of them. You get like a medal. There's now a 7th one, but if you started your 6-star journey, you can just get like the 6-star medal. So I have London and Chicago left. So I want to finish in Chicago.
amazing.
So my
Wow,
family
wow.
could come. And like my niece is like, my niece and nephew are so cute. They're 10 and 7, and they're like, we like start running because of you. And I was like,
So sweet.
That is so sweet.
so
What a role model.
sweet.
That's
yeah.
so sweet. I will say, like, nothing makes me, other than laughing at Thirsty Thursdays, nothing makes me cry like anything related to the marathon.
Truly.
Like,
somebody, finishing that, crossing that
seeing
finish line.
any footage of anyone running, and then having been in New York and like occasionally like gone, like I just instantly start bawling. There's something so just beautiful about every single thing about it, and I'm so impressed that you're doing it because I've never broken my top distance of 3 miles. But you know what? I get that runner's high from my 3.
Listen, I'm impressed with 3.
Yes.
I'm impressed with 3. And I used to, my dad used to take us to see the runners in the New York Marathon because they would run through Bay Ridge where I'm from. And I have like such core childhood memories of watching like just the swaths of people
so
doing
great.
what felt like the impossible. They had just crossed over the Verrazano Bridge and you know, and like those were our heroes growing up. So you are a hero.
You are
and
a
obviously
hero.
you're a hero to your niece and nephew. It's
and to
literally
millions.
my father calling me right now. Whoa.
Whoa.
You guys are very in tune. You're very in tune.
Manifested. We always like to end the podcast by asking our guest If they have some little experience or story or moment to share that's like a great moment in friendship that they have experienced, we sometimes call it a ravioli moment, just like a moment of friendship that you experienced in your life where you just felt grateful for the magic of having good friends in your life.
Yeah. So I met my best friend Karen. She's from Bensonhurst, Italian.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the neighborhood right over from Bay Ridge.
Yeah. We met freshman year at Pratt, so we were both like 17. And she's a Virgo and I'm a Libra, and they always get along really well, especially because I'm a September Libra, so I have some Virgo tendencies.
You do.
Yeah.
As evidenced by your very pristine office.
Outside clothes.
And we definitely like lean on each other like sisters. We also like want to be independent, but there's definitely like, we just have to like show up for each other. And so I think this was last year. I've been like delaying this for a long time. So my bottom wisdom teeth never came in, but my top ones came in. And they started like sort of like pushing my teeth. So my dentist was like, it's not an emergency, but your teeth will become impacted if you don't sort of address this. So I kept sort of like putting it off, where it's like, oh, I'm shooting a TV show. I'm going on tour. I can't like do this and that, whatever. And so I put it off for like a year. And then I was just like, okay, I'm going to go. And I'm absolutely terrified of the dentist. I hate it. Like I had cavities when I was in high school, so I just am so. Same. It's my own fault for not like cleaning my teeth as well as I should have.
Hey, don't blame yourself.
And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna set the appointment because I don't want to keep delaying this until they get impacted and I'm in a real shit storm. And so Karen was like, okay, when is it? And I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna like go and I'll just like take the subway home and I'll just like be whatever. And she was like, no. She was like, you're getting your wisdom teeth pulled out. Like you need to have a person there. And I was like, okay. And so she's like, I'm gonna come with you to the appointment. And I was like, okay. And so she like stayed in the room with me while they were numbing me. They were like, once we start, she has to leave. But she like held my hand while they were numbing my jaw. And then she drove me to get like a green smoothie because she was like, I know you probably like want like, because I love my green smoothies. And she's like, you can't really eat much. So let's get you a little smoothie. And then she drove me to the pharmacy. And then she drove me home and she was like, take your meds at this time. Like, please get a lot of sleep. When you wake up from your nap, like text me. Like, it was just that's so sweet. Sweet. It is sometimes you're just like, well, I'll just rough it by myself because you think like, oh, it would be nice if I had a boyfriend because a boyfriend would do these things. But since I don't have one, I'll just suck it up and do it myself. And it's just like, she was just sort of like, this is not a thing where you need to like suck it up and do it yourself.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
And so she was so sweet. She was like, I'm putting this in my calendar. And like, if it changes, like, let me know. And like, I'll move my schedule around. Like, she was just really showed up. And I was just like, you're such a good friend.
That's really, I mean, you cannot underestimate the wisdom tooth pull journey.
No,
as someone who has had them all wrested from my mouth.
Same.
And struggle bust every time after with secondary issues. But no, it's such a thing.
It's like surgery. You're having surgery.
Surgery, and you are fucked up after.
Yeah.
And that, I think, like, going through procedures like that, it does, like, shine a light on, like, who is the person? Like, if you don't have, like, the boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, it can make you kind of have that moment of, like, I wish I did. Because it is, like, who else will feel... Who can I ask to like do all that stuff?
Yeah.
And when a friend rises to that occasion,
it's like it could spotlight your sort of aloneness if you didn't have that person, but instead it spotlighted the fact that like you have an incredibly good friend who just reminded you like you're not alone. You're never alone.
She's the best. I like
Karen.
Karen. I love you so much, Karen.
Karen from Bensonhurst.
I'm gonna say it like you're from, like I'm from Bensonhurst. Karen.
Karen. Wait, you're also like someone from Bensonhurst who's dying. Karen. Karen. Last words.
Karen. I don't know why I said it like that, but now I can't not.
And was this in New York?
This was in New York. So she had her car.
I was about to say, let's
Huge.
just shine a light on a woman living in New York who has a car.
Yeah, that's a friend right there.
That's a woman who
keeper.
has it together.
And it was so great because we were driving from the driving back to Brooklyn from Manhattan. And we're going through Dumbo, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I worked on this building. I worked on that building." And I was like, "You are such a cool fucking boss.
Yeah,
you can rescue my like loopy ass after teeth get ripped out of my head, and then also point out all the buildings you've worked on and designed." I was like, "You're such a queen."
Maybe she gets a boss lady pillow. I mean, that's a boss lady.
It's a nice thank you. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
Hey, Phoebe, thank you so much for joining us. Do you have anything else you'd like to mention to our listeners before we say goodbye? Where can they find you? Where can they see you and listen to you?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and Twitter. I'm not calling it X, like fuck off.
No,
Absolutely not.
At Dope Queen Phoebes, P as in Paul, HEE, B as in boy, S as in Sam. You can just catch me in Prospect Park running
mile 25, baby.
And I'll start back doing Thirsty Thursdays because reading that aloud, I was like, oh, this is like
I'm good at this.
so fun. Yeah.
I mean, that might be one of your greatest gifts. You have many, but you are a wordsmith when it comes to thirst.
Yes.
You
I'm
really
a thirsty
are.
bitch.
You've got the fucking corner on
These are
thirst.
modern sonnets, and we need them.
Yes, truly. Thank you so much. It was so great to talk to you.
So good to talk to you, Phoebe.
And you better hit us up when you're in LA next.
Yes, please.
I will. I promise.
We'll wash everything. Thanks for listening. Follow us on social media at Here to Make Friends Pod and let us know who you think we should make friends with next. Email us at htmfpod@gmail.com. And hey, would you please go out and make a friend?
That was a Headgum podcast.